It's kind of amazing when you think about all the different groups Mutombo was involved with, almost like a whole second career, dedicated to making things better.
And he wasn't just there for the name, not just showing his face. He really put in the work, whatever he did. Like the Special Olympics, he didn't just take pictures. He was really there with the athletes, celebrating them, fighting for them to be included.
That seems to be a big part of who he was, that genuine connection. And you mentioned how his reach went beyond the Congo. What other causes was he into?
Well, being the NBA's first global ambassador, he held that for over 15 years. That really amplified what he could do. Traveling all over, promoting basketball, sure, but also using that platform for social justice, for equality.
So more than just basketball diplomacy. It was about using his influence for good globally.
Exactly. He saw firsthand what HIV/AIDS was doing in Africa, became a huge voice for prevention, for treatment, working with groups like the CDC Foundation, UNICEF, giving his time, his money to fight that crisis.
It's like he saw how connected all these problems are, right? Healthcare isn't separate from poverty, education, social justice.
You got it. He understood real progress takes a holistic approach. And he never backed down from the tough stuff.
Speaking of tough stuff, you said he was on the board of the CDC Foundation. That must have been intense, with all the new health threats popping up. What did he do there?
He was a strong voice, pushing for more investment in global health security, saying we got to watch for diseases and making sure everyone has access to vaccines, healthcare, all that. He knew from what he'd seen that if you don't have the resources, those health crises hit even harder, especially in places that are already struggling.
A threat anywhere is a threat everywhere, right?
Exactly. But it wasn't all about the big global issues either. There's this story, Mutombo visiting refugee camps, just offering comfort, support to people who had lost everything. He used his fame to shine a light on their situation, reminding everyone they're human, they need help, they need a safe place.
That's powerful, this giant of a man, just offering comfort, listening to people who'd been through so much. Says a lot about him, his empathy, really wanting to make a difference.
And even then, he went further. Started his own coffee company, Mutombo Coffee. The goal was to help women get a fair shake in that industry.
I have to admit, when I heard about Mutombo Coffee, I thought, wait, what? Like, what's a basketball player doing with a coffee company?
Right. Seems out of nowhere, but that was Mutombo. He saw a chance not just to build a business, but to empower women in an industry dominated by men. Made sure those women growing his coffee, they got paid fairly, had access to education, resources, all of it.
That's amazing. It's like he saw potential in everything, for everyone, not just himself. Always finding new ways to make a positive impact.
A true entrepreneur, always mixing what he loved with helping others. And he did it all with this incredible drive, this dedication.
It's one thing to have a good heart, but it's another thing entirely to actually do something. Mutombo never stopped, always fighting to improve people's lives.
Absolutely. Didn't matter if he was on the court, in a meeting, traveling the world for charity, Mutombo brought that same energy, that passion.
It's kind of overwhelming to think about all the things he accomplished, both in basketball and out.
It really is. Makes you wonder, how do you do it? Where do you find the energy, the optimism to keep going like that?
Well, to understand that, I think we need to look closer at the man behind the mission. What was Dikembe Mutombo like when nobody was watching, away from all the attention?
Let's take a look at that right after this.